If there's one question about cooking that I get asked more than any other, it's this: what cookware should I use? And since you're watching this video, you're probably wondering the same thing. And why wouldn't you? When shopping for cookware, you're faced with overwhelming choices when it comes to material. Non-stick, cast iron, stainless steel, carbon steel, and even stuff like enameled cookware. Making the decision even more difficult is that they all scream that they're the best. Now, while all those types of cookware have their place in the kitchen, they can't all be the best. So today I'm going to simplify things for you. I'm going to share what I think is the best type of cookware for the most people. And notice I said type of cookware as in material, not brand. Although I do have some thoughts on that I will share. So let's simplify things and let's talk about what really is the best cookware material for you and most other cooks out there. Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook, and well, of course, to cook you need cookware. Now, if you're a regular viewer, you know that I have a pretty vast collection of cookware, and on this channel we've used it all. Everything from tin-lined copper and specialized ceramic to cast iron and bare aluminum. If you can think of a cookware material, I probably have it and use it. And I'm not loyal to one brand. My collection spans makers and generations, from brand new all-clad to vintage Farberware and Corningware, as well as price ranges, from a Maviel that was handmade in France that cost hundreds of dollars to, well, all the things I get for a few bucks at the thrift store. I have a use case for all those types of cookware material, but if I could only have one, and if there was only one kind that I could recommend to the vast majority of cooks, it would be this: stainless steel. Now, stainless steel cookware is very popular and it has been around for a long time, nearly a century now, but it's certainly not the oldest cookware. I mean, when you think about something like cast iron, well, that has been used for thousands of years. And in the grand scheme of things, stainless steel is relatively new. It was invented in 1913 in Sheffield, England, and well, it only took about a couple of decades before it began use in cookware. Stainless steel is widely used in restaurants, and well, it was pretty much the only thing that I cooked with when I was in culinary school. It was the absolute standard for reasons I'm about to share. Now, for the purposes of this video, when I talk about stainless steel cookware, I'm mainly talking about pots and pans, things that can go on a stove or in the oven. And not necessarily something like this, a nice stainless steel bowl. This has great properties of stainless steel, but the problem with this is, well, it's just stainless steel. And if you just have stainless steel, like one layer, it's going to scorch, it's going to burn. See, for stainless steel cookware to work, it has to be bonded with other materials. So for example, decades ago, you'd have something like this. This is a Farberware. It has a stainless steel interior, but it has an aluminum bottom here. And that way you get benefits of both metals, which I'm going to explain. And well, this is a great pan that still works really well. Now, a newer example is something like this. This is a copper pan. This is that Maviel that has copper on the outside and stainless steel on the interior. And you'll also see sometimes things like this. This is an emerald pan made by all-clad. Again, stainless steel interior, but here you can see it's got a copper core. Some might have sandwiches cladding of aluminum. That's why they call it cladded cookware, where you'll have stainless steel on the outside, aluminum sandwiched inside there, and then stainless steel for the cooking surface. Also keep in mind that the exterior of a stainless steel pan can be made up of various materials, from stainless steel and copper to anodized aluminum and whatever this vintage avocado green is. But like us humans, it's what's inside that counts, and for all of these, it's stainless steel. With that background out of the way, here's why stainless steel cookware really is the best type of material for the most cooks. So one of the first things to know about stainless steel, and one of the reasons that I recommend it so much, is that, well, it's just so durable. This stuff is going to last a lifetime. If you've ever been peeved by having, let's say, non-stick cookware that starts to scratch and peel after a few years or even a few months, well, you're never going to have that problem with stainless steel. This stuff is tough as nails, and, well, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, this old Farberware pan, this is probably from the 50s or 60s. I use this every week. There's other ones too, like this old Echo Flint pan. Again, made in America, probably back in the 60s, still going strong, and, well, it cooks as good as the day that it left the factory floor. This stuff, if you want cookware that will last a lifetime and not cost a fortune, well, it's stainless steel. Another benefit of stainless steel cookware is that you can use metal utensils on it. You never have to worry about scratching the surface or marring it up like you would a non-stick pan or even some enameled cast iron. You hear a lot about people wanting non-toxic cookware these days and saying that's so important to them, and it is. But guess what? This stuff isn't new. Non-toxic cookware has been around decades, and, well, it's called stainless steel. Stainless steel is non-toxic and non-porous. That means that unlike other metals such as aluminum, well, they don't have little tiny pores in them. This stuff is very durable, and since it's non-porous, it's not going to react with foods either. So something like aluminum, well, that can react with foods that are acidic or alkaline, but you're never going to have that problem with stainless steel. You could call stainless steel the OG non-toxic cookware. Another fantastic attribute of stainless steel cookware is that it's really easy to clean. You might remember when I got that all-clad pan at the thrift store for only $5, and, well, it was just a wreck, but I was able to restore it like new with a little bit of elbow grease. Stainless steel cleans up really easily, usually just with some soap and a good scrubber, but if you need something stronger, you can use a steel pad, and you can also use a powder cleanser to clean and polish it, something like Barkeeper's Friend or Clean King. And then there's the sheer variety of stainless steel cookware that you can get. Just about every brand makes this stuff, and you can find it in any type of form, just about any type of pot or pan. I mean, look at this thing. This is another thrift store find. This giant stainless steel like soup bowl. This thing is amazing. It's crazy. If you can think of a type of pot or pan that you like cooking with, it's probably made in a stainless steel version. And it's not just stainless steel pots and pans that I seek out. One of the reasons that I like cooking with an Instant Pot pressure cooker, for example, is because, well, the pot is made out of stainless steel, and, well, it cleans up and shines up like new, and it has all those great properties. Even the rice cooker that I use, instead of going with a non-stick one, it is a stainless steel pot, and I've been using that thing for like 15 years now, and it still shines up like new. I don't think I could say the same for a non-stick pot that is usually found with rice cookers. And then, of course, we can't forget that electric skillet that I got, that vintage one not so long ago. How much fun we had with that. I use that every week. And here's where buying vintage helps, because remember, it's hard to find an electric skillet that is stainless steel these days. But, well, if you go to the thrift store, they're everywhere. Another great thing about stainless steel cookware is that it's easier to monitor the food as it cooks, especially if you're trying to brown something or maybe make a type of sauce. Something like that is harder in, let's say, an anodized aluminum pan that's dark, or cast iron, or even carbon steel. But because of the shiny nature of stainless steel, well, it's easier to see how foods are browning, how sauces are developing. That's just another great attribute of stainless steel for once you get into more advanced cooking. Another great thing about stainless steel cookware is that it can be used on any type of range, including induction. Though not all of these can be used on induction, and you will have to check to make sure that the pan or pot that you want is induction compatible. I did a whole video on that I'll link to in the description below, but the short answer is if a magnet sticks to the bottom of the pan, then it will work on an induction range. Something that might surprise you about stainless steel is that, well, it can be more non-stick than you think. A lot of people don't buy a stainless steel pan because they think that food is just going to stick to it, but that doesn't have to be the case. No, it's not ever going to be as non-stick as a true non-stick pan, but you can get pretty darn close. In fact, I'm able to make a French omelet in a stainless steel pan with just a little bit of work and technique. You just have to make sure the pan is nice and hot, has some fat in it like butter or oil, and you just carefully monitor the cooking process, and well, you can make even a wonderful French omelet in a stainless steel pan. Something that most people would require a non-stick pan to do, well, that isn't the case. Now, of course, no cookware is perfect, including stainless steel, and I've done a lot of different comparisons of cookware that I will link to below. But, well, one of the detractors of stainless steel is that it's not as conductive as other materials. That means that it won't heat as quickly and it won't cool down as quickly. But, you know, a lot of that is mitigated if you buy a well-made pan with great materials. Remember, this Mauviel pan, this is super reactive because it has an entire copper exterior. But you really don't even have to go that far. Just a nice cladded pan, well, this is going to suit you just fine, especially if you're just an average home cook. Look, if we can use these things in restaurants and culinary school and they work for us, I think they're going to work for you at home as well. Now let's touch on brands for a minute, and again, I'm pretty much brand agnostic. I just like quality, and that's what I recommend, whether it's new or old. So all-clad is great. I do recommend it. I've purchased a lot of all-clad in my day, both new and used, and well, the stuff is really, really good. I've never tried Made In, but I hear really good things about that brand as well. But also, don't discount the old stuff. Like I say, this old Farberware, old Revereware, I mean, this stuff just goes and goes, and well, you can pick it up for just a few dollars used. I mean, go to your thrift store, go to an online selling site like eBay. It's going to be everywhere, and it's going to be cheap. So there you go. That is why I most often reach for stainless steel when I'm doing the majority of my cooking. Again, not all the time. I'll still use carbon steel or cast iron or, yes, even non-stick occasionally. But for the majority of my cooking, I use stainless steel. And I think for the majority of your cooking, it's going to suit you just as well. But I want to hear from you now. What is your favorite type of cookware? Do you like Le Creuset? Do you love that beautiful enameled cast iron? Do you like aluminum? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, before we get to trivia time, a little show and tell. Speaking of great stainless steel cookware, look at what I found at the thrift store recently for just a few bucks. I mean, boy, this thing was in sorry shape. I can see why others passed it up. But, well, I saw something special in it, and sure enough, after cleaning up this pot really nice, look what I got. A beautiful copper pan from Calphalon. This has a stainless steel interior, of course, but it's got that beautiful copper exterior. And what this means is, of course, it has that great conductivity, that great reactivity. This is going to heat up fast. It's going to cool down fast. I can't wait to cook for it. Again, folks, this is why I thrift. I got this thing for just a few bucks. It's going to last a lifetime. Okay, trivia time. Last week, I asked you what this very interesting looking wooden paddle is here that I got at my local Indian British grocer. Several of you knew. One name for this is a Mathani, and I apologize if I'm not saying that correctly, but this is a wooden whisk, and I believe this is traditionally used when making dairy products. I believe you put it in and you do this and you get some nice whisking motion. Admittedly, I haven't tried this out yet, but it's a very interesting tool, and well, I'm proud to have it in my collection. Have you ever used one of these? Let me know how it works out in the comments below. For this week's culinary trivia, I've got another term for you, and I want to know if you know it. It is the French term for pepper, and it's most associated with one special dish. Do you know what it is, or do you have a guess? If so, put it in the comments below, and I will of course let you know the correct answer in the next episode. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Until next time, I hope you want to cook. What other dog gets to eat a French omelet?